In the desolate expanse, a young child named Rankin found himself abandoned and terrified until the arrival of the Baymardian scouts, Edwin and Hoshin, who offered him a glimmer of hope amidst the encroaching threats of the avian-infested wilderness. Suspicion clouded the boy's mind as he questioned the stranger's true motives, wondering if this encounter was a trap or a genuine rescue. Yet the promise of an alliance began to take root in his heart. With the threat of the massive birds looming over the abyss, the trio settled into their temporary shelter, unaware that their counterparts back at the inn were already bracing for the next phase of their tactical protocol. Back in Baymard, the administrative wheels turned with efficiency as Landon introduced the groundbreaking check system to his senior staff, aiming to modernize financial transactions before the upcoming mid-month payday rush. Chief Manager Dion expressed his enthusiasm for the newfound convenience, recognizing that this shift would drastically reduce the physical burden on institutional accountants and streamline the entire banking infrastructure. Just as the planning reached its peak, a sudden system warning shattered the calm, signaling an incoming fleet that threatened the serenity of Baymard's coast. Across the turbulent waves, the Temple fleet advanced with over 350,000 men, emboldened by their fanatical faith and the promise of riches and power from their mysterious benefactor. Adorned with their sacred rings, the primates clung to the belief in their inevitable victory, convinced that their god Dragmus would lead them to conquer Baymard and expand their influence across the continent. Blind to the technological advancements awaiting them, the leaders of the Temple fleet toasted to their god, unaware that their movements were already being tracked by the silent, electronic eyes of Baymard's coast guards. Their brief moments of serenity were interrupted by news of an approaching vessel, causing the primates to lash out in fury at the perceived insignificance of the small, fast ship. Admiral Trey, observing the formation from his cockpit, sensed the hostility and prepared his crew for a high-stakes encounter, fully aware of the trap the enemy had laid out. With a defiant smile, Trey initiated his daring plan, pushing the limits of his vessel as he entered the heart of the enemy formation, embracing the chaos with the precision of a master tactician. The battle erupted as Trey showcased his legendary, albeit reckless, driving skills, utilizing the physics of the sea to repel the Temple warriors attempting to storm his ship. Even in the heat of battle, Trey's eccentric nature emerged as he turned the skirmish into an impromptu physics lesson, his confidence unwavering despite the arrows raining down on his deck. With a strategic reversal, Trey shattered the integrity of the enemy's formation, forcing their wooden structures to buckle under the sheer pressure of his ship's movement. The danger peaked when a crew member fell wounded by an enemy arrow, forcing Trey to accelerate the retreat as he steered through the final gaps of the trap. Successfully breaking free from the suffocating formation, Trey vanished into the distance, leaving the infuriated primates to contemplate the overwhelming threat of these Baymardian ghosts. The tide turned as the Marine generals, Ruby and Yara, arrived on the scene, their presence exuding a murderous aura that signaled the beginning of the end for the Temple fleet. The skies darkened with the smoke of launched grenades as the Baymardian Marines swarmed the Temple fleet, their coordinated assault leaving the fanatics in utter shock. Inside the ship, the darkness became a tomb for the trapped warriors, who found their fanatical faith crumbling before the technological superiority of the Marine tactical squads. Desperation took hold of the primates, who ordered their men to use explosive powder in a suicidal attempt to stave off the relentless Baymardian advance. In the depths below the deck, the enslaved laborers witnessed what they believed were ghosts, only to realize that their salvation had come from the very waters they feared. One by one, the vessels of the Temple fell, their fanatical grip broken by the swift and calculated strike of Baymard's finest, securing the freedom of those long held in chains. The battle concluded with the Temple's forces shattered, their hubris dismantled by the power of progress, marking yet another decisive chapter in the history of Baymard's rise to dominance.